Welcome back to Relaxin. This, I believe, is episode 5, and we might only be doing 5 because I believe the next issue for the newspaper will, in fact, cause me to have to write. So this could be one of the last episodes for you people listening, whoever might be listening. But
we actually have to do real work now.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, you guys relax. Sip your coffee or hot chocolate, whatever you prefer, and we just talk about lacrosse, and you guys learn, listen, whatever. We talk. Let's go.
This episode's brought to you by none other than White Monster. Go ahead, crack that baby open, sip it with your brew, your coffee. That'll really get you buzzing like a hornet, and just ready to punch. Just ready to punch the day.
Speaking of punch, you think about it, CJ Kirsch
just punched the record.
Yeah, just punched and knocked out the record set by Peyton Cormier. He now has 226 goals in his career. And, it was 224 what Peyton Cormier had. He broke it in one goal because he had tied it from the game before. But, his performance, has really helped Cornell still be number one. Cornell sitting at number one.
Seeing them in, Philly? Oh, yeah, we'll see them in Philly.
They're gonna make the championship or the Final Four. They're gonna make it to Memorial Day weekend. Is pretty much all we're saying. But yeah, they're
and they will serve and protect, fueled by White Monster.
Yeah, they only have one loss. So I mean, realistically, there's not a team that's done that so far this year. So I don't really see anybody knocking them out or anything like that. I think that CJ Kirsch, he's on pace right now to break the single-season goals record set by Miles Thompson. I think it's a tie between Miles Thompson and somebody else, but it's 82, and he's on pace for 84. And he's averaging 5 goals a game.
But it's not as many as Jayce Conowitz. So, that's all that matters.
It is more than me, I'm not going to lie. That is more than me. But, Cornell, Michael Long, CJ Kirsch, Ryan Goldstein, high-powered offense. Pretty tough defense, pretty decent goalie. They're not going to lose very much. Then you got teams such as Princeton, who, they've also got a high-powered offense with Coulter Mackesy, who's got 37 goals, and Nate Kabiri, who's got 43 points. And then you've also got, Colin Burns, who's got 36. Kabiri and Burns are both sophomores. I think Mackesy's a senior. And, you also have, Peter Buonanno, I think his name is. Something like that. And Chad Palumbo, who's just, they're kind of filling in for role players, so it's kind of figuring it out for them.
I'm thinking the Ivy final is going to be, it's got to be Princeton, Cornell.
Yeah,
we'll probably see Princeton in Philly as well.
Yeah, and then, Maryland. Maryland's really playing solid, so I think they have a high chance at winning the conference tournament for the Big Ten, getting the automatic bid. But we also thought that they would the last 2 years, and Michigan has won both years. So
speaking of the Big Ten, Ohio State really just kind of topping off a dominant season. Little Big Ten chip.
Yeah, I think they only have 2 losses, I believe. But they're getting questioned right now about their strength of schedule. But they're definitely going to make the tournament based off the bracketology.
They just won the Big Ten.
Yeah, they won the Big Ten regular season. So they're going to look for the automatic bid in the Big Ten tournament. But we'll see if that happens. But then you got teams like Army, who are just they're in the Patriot League, so it's a little different. They're not playing these big-time schools in the Patriot League, but they are 12-1. They're just dominating. Jackson Eicher is probably one of the best players in college lacrosse, maybe the only one behind CJ Kirsch. I think he might be number 2.
Yeah, he's sneaky good.
He's dominating. He's a really good off-ball player. It's just his release is quick. Penn State can make a run for the Big Ten, but I think they will fall a little bit. I think their offense is playing really well.
What I've been hearing a lot lately is that Jackson Eicher dude just really resembles number 1 on Middle Creek Lacrosse.
Oh, Greg Klein?
Yeah.
Nah.
I just heard.
Nah.
I just heard some rumblings.
Maybe military skills wise, because Greg Klein's been dominating in water wars. Kill leader. What a dog.
11 kills.
And then you've got the ACC tournaments coming up this weekend, I believe, and Duke and UNC play.
I want that
rematch. I really hope Duke wins, just because it makes it even out with the 2.
Nah.
UNC beat them by 1, and I think I really hope Duke wins, because I think if Duke wins, then you find
Duke has it.
Well, because I think Duke finds a way to get into the tournament. I think it'll be more exciting with Duke in the tournament.
I don't think Duke takes down UNC.
I don't know. There's three potential teams, and actually four. There's
Speaking
four
of
potential
UNC,
teams to go into the tournament.
Uncharacteristic loss. Kind of a
To Notre
blowout
Dame.
in college terms to Notre Dame, yeah.
Yeah, but Notre Dame's also number 6, so they're sitting at 8-3.
Yeah, but what was UNC, like 4?
At the time, yeah, but they fell back. But UNC is 10-3, Notre Dame's 8-3. But Notre Dame went down 5-1 to UNC, and then in the second half they came back and won 12-6.
Yeah,
That's insane.
what's his name? Brevin Wilson.
Oh yeah, he
Ankle
was
breaker.
snapping ankles. No, but
So
dude,
glad I don't have to play
Chris
against that dude
Kavanaugh.
anymore.
Oh yeah, I know. Playing against him was hard, but it was pretty bad. But Chris Kavanaugh, like, genuinely just ran through their entire defense. Like, he literally ran through 4 guys just to score.
That clip of him was
And
crazy,
sniped
just
a
going down
corner.
the middle.
You know what I just realized? Richmond is number 10.
Yeah.
They're 11-3, but
A
like,
very solid goalie.
Zach Hagee.
It's kind of where it ends for me.
yeah, but like they're undefeated in conference. They beat Georgetown, dude. They beat Georgetown, beat UMBC, beat Lehigh, Virginia, Robert Morris. Their only losses are Cornell, Duke, and Maryland, and all of them were close. 2 of them were by one goal, and Maryland was by 5.
Yeah.
And Maryland was the first game of the year. That's like
speaking of
insane
Georgetown,
for a small school.
Freshman stud Jack Ransom.
From North Carolina.
9 goals.
In a game, and then his coach said, "Oh, it's okay. That's all right. That's
it's pretty
pretty good." Yeah, I don't know, but
Pretty
Harvard,
good.
Harvard's
If
11.
I dropped 9 goals, I'd probably just drop them.
Yeah, Harvard's 11. So I mean, maybe they knock off Cornell and Princeton, but Sam King's playing pretty well. I mean,
I don't see
the
it.
Towartown finalists just came out. Like, Towson has a guy, Mikey Weishauer. You got like Spallina.
Oh, he just reminds me of number 1 on Mill Creek. Mikey
Spallina.
Weishauer.
Spallina, you got CJ Kurse, you got Coulter Mackesy, Jackson Ikers in there, Bobby Van Buren, the defender from Ohio State, and the goalie from Ohio State, Caleb Flyok, Chris
Big
Kavanaugh, Jake Taylor, all of them.
Big tasty hawk.
There's just so many offensive and defensive
I mean,
players.
in the studio here, we're just such popular guys. We got everyone saying hi.
Yeah, I know. But
Shout out Mr. Ober.
all the conference tournament stuff is starting. So all the regular season games are pretty much done. I think there's maybe a few left, but most conference tournaments have started now. And, the first rounds have started where the teams with first round byes didn't have to play, and now they're going to start having to play on Thursday through Sunday. And then I think that's when you start to see the bracketology come out and all that. They've already started putting out the brackets where they think who's going to be the top 8 seeds and then who's going to have the playing games, things like that. But they have their expectation, and most of the time that is never met. So we'll see what happens with the bracket and where it ends up going, depending
it's like the
on
March Madness of lacrosse.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like
Someone call it May Madness. Trademark that. Give me credit. I'll be a billionaire. Not really.
Okay, but since it happened on my my podcast, it's gonna have to also part of the trademark's gonna have to go to me. Yeah, the Washington Redskins.
Oh, what's that? What's that?
The Washington
We are
Redskins.
not by Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby.
But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of expectation for these conference tournaments, and it's just, I think it's going to go down. I think it's going to go down where the Ivy League's going to have Cornell their top 1 win. I think Big Ten is not going to have their top 1 win, and neither is the ACC. And then you're going to see 4 teams from the ACC go in. You're going to see 3 teams from the Ivy League, 3 teams from the Big Ten, and then
ACC, we're probably going to see Syracuse,
Duke,
UNC,
and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I
I
think
don't
4
know
out of
about
5.
Duke. If Duke wins,
If Duke
UNC,
wins UNC, I think they go in. But I also think that you're going to see the big 3 Ivy League schools go in, like Harvard, Princeton, Cornell, and then you'll have Army, and then you'll have I don't know who's the Big Ten. Probably be Maryland, Ohio State. Maybe, depending on if there's an upset or not, like if Michigan comes out of it and ends up winning a bunch, like say they win the tournament, they get the automatic bid, then you'll see 3 teams. But otherwise, I think it's just Maryland and Ohio State are the main 2. And yeah, I just think there's a lot of potential for a lot of different teams that are of different sizes of schools and different,
absolutely.
styles of play and different conferences and stuff where there's going to be a lot more variation this year. And I think it'll be a very interesting playoff. So yeah, that's all for the Relaxin Podcast. And if this is the last one, we love you guys. We'll see if we can continue this. But, yeah.
Enjoy my pyramid scheme. Everyone donate to this right now so I can start a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, Greg Klein's trying to start a pyramid scheme. So, but thank you to everyone who may have listened. Goodbye for good, possibly.